ID.
On Weird Awakenings, we discuss anomalous phenomena. The strange, the curious, the extraordinary, the bizarre. Throw in the occasional conspiracy theory, and you get us. Cecil, Hadley, Stephen, Tully.
Now get ready for Watching Wyrd, your ultimate destination for mind-bending movie reviews and recommendations. From hidden gems to cult classics, we explore it all. Hosted by storytellers and cinephiles Alan Gamboa, Scott Baker, Rich Restucci, and Hadley Thorne, with a special shout-out to Landis Aldana and Alan Lasseter for their incredible support that help us keep the lights on at Wyrd. Now grab your Coke, popcorn, and tinfoil hat, and let's get weird.
Let's get weird.
Let's get weird. Yeah, somehow the wrong intro got picked at the beginning. I switched halfway through. Still a little bit of a technophobe. But
Hey, at
What's
least
up?
it worked.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you, man?
I'm all right.
Like my new digs?
in the gallery?
Like
Yeah,
my new
it's very
digs?
nice. I didn't know that you were a piano player. That's
Oh,
pretty good.
Tina is. Tina's
Yeah,
a piano player. Got her that baby grand back there. Got a view
nice.
of the outdoors. Hey, Tony,
Tony.
so anytime you want to come over, Rich, we got plenty of space for you. Bring
All
those
right.
chicken and waffles with you.
Yeah, right.
Share them.
I'm a big fan. Big fan. I haven't
might-
had chicken and waffles that much. I've only had it a few times, but I'll tell you what, I do love it. And when I lived in Norway, their waffles are very different. They have waffles with everything, but it's very different. They're soft and kind of floppy waffles, but they're good. They're really tasty. They're generally this like brownish color, and oh man, they're freaking fantastic. It's just a different mix, but it's good. Pretty good. Big fan. Big fan.
You know, I didn't have chicken and waffles till 2017. I think we were in Tennessee,
Yeah.
and we tried them at this at the Sun Diner there downtown, and it was excellent. We
Yeah.
had it every day while we were there,
Yeah.
and I'm a big fan now. I just didn't think, how could that taste good?
I know, right?
I mean, they sound good. They sound good. You put them
They
together,
do.
it's like, but no, they're excellent.
Hey,
So,
Landa.
love.
Landa, you a big
Hey,
fan
Landa.
of chicken and waffles? And
Yeah,
Alan and I were
Tony,
just talking
Landy.
about chicken and waffles. What about you, Tony? You ever had chicken and waffles? Big fan.
Love good chicken and
Yeah, I was just talking to Alan just before the show. I didn't have a lot of time to eat tonight, so the kids went out and they got KFC, and they have chicken and waffles at KFC now. So they brought me some chicken and waffles. It was good. It was really good. I like you, Alan. I hadn't had it until I was probably 30 when I had it, so it was 25 years ago now. But I had it down south too, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, give them a try. You two haven't had them. Try them. You won't be dissatisfied. I was
Agreed.
surprised. I was pleasantly surprised, and I love chicken and waffles.
Yeah,
In fact, my son made us some a couple years ago, and they're really good.
yeah, it's good.
But
It's a taste it's two tastes that you don't think will go well together, but they do. Hey, Dan.
yeah. Hey, Dan. Dan, I bet you're a chicken and waffle guy. We're just talking about chicken and
Dan,
waffle.
you can just look at Dan and see he's a chicken and waffle guy. Look at that. He's got a waffle.
You know
on his
what?
shoulder in the picture.
I bet the guys in all these movies tonight, all these actors, were probably big chicken and waffles fan. You could see by their togas
For sure.
that
Yeah.
chicken and waffles were probably on the menu while they were making these movies. See, Dan says yes, he is. And
Yeah.
Landa's kids love them. Do you like them, Landa, or was that a nope? You've never had it, or you just don't like them? Well, and if you don't like them, well, we'll be okay with you.
Yeah, I can be okay.
So tonight's show is I hope you have your togas on. I didn't get mine back from the dry cleaners. You,
Same.
Rich?
No,
Yeah.
mine has a weird brown stain on it. I don't know. Anyway.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I guess it's better than a off-white stain, I guess. I
Agreed.
don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, These are we're doing sword and sandal movies tonight. 300 Clash of the Titans, the original Clash of the Titans, 1981, and 2011's The Immortals. Uh, After watching all three of these movies, I definitely wanted to buy a ab roller.
Right? Yeah. Look
Definitely.
on it, fat belly. Damn.
Talk about movies that make you feel like you're kind of inadequate in the physique department.
I know. Everybody's ripped.
Yeah, yeah. I want to hire some of these special effects guys that they had to paint on some abs, shave me, and paint on some abs.
Yeah.
Thank you for being my biggest subscriber to my OF page
Yep.
too. I appreciate it. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I
Well,
don't.
it's just Dan and me. Oh, and Scott. There's three. You got three.
Oh,
Those three people that you have, that's us.
well, let me tell you, Dan pays more than you guys do. So
Yeah. So he gets
step
the
up your
extra.
game, guys.
Yeah.
I'll do some special stuff.
I was gonna start one only fat. That was gonna be me, just the belly. That was gonna be hashtag the belly. Yeah. What do you want to do first, big guy?
Well, how about for Scott's off sick tonight?
Yep.
Um, his allergies got the better of him at the last minute. He let us know, which is sad because we've been missing Scott. We haven't seen him in a couple weeks, and you probably haven't either. And and the boss is taking care of relocation stuff. So you want to do 300 first,
Yeah,
Rich?
I can
And
do that. Excuse me while I whip this out. Oh, there it is. All right.
I love that line.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they made that movie today, Blazing Saddles? Good Lord. Crucifixion.
Oh man,
Oh, man.
they
All right. So I got
uh,
the 300. I took the 300. It's a 2006 film directed by Zack Snyder and starring Gerard Butler in his defining role, as far as I'm concerned. It's Gerard
yeah,
Butler's best role. 300 also stars Lena Headey, Dominic West, Michael Fassbender, and Stephen McHattie has a bit part. Also has a part in Immortals. 300 is narrated by and also stars David Wenham, who played Faramir in Lord of the Rings. Based
yeah,
on a comic series of the same name written by Frank Miller, the film is based on the story of the 300. I said based twice, that's lame. The 300 Spartans who held a narrow pass against the endless armies of Xerxes, the Persian god king, at Thermopylae. Filled with bravery, treachery, and love, this is an excellent, albeit not exactly historical, telling of that battle. Gerard Butler plays Leonidas, the warrior king of Sparta, who receives word that the Persian army wants to conquer the world, and Sparta is next on the list. Leonidas says nah and fights off a few thousand of the inferior Persian warriors. He has a sit down with Xerxes, who asks quite politely if Leonidas will just kind of give up and kneel. Leo says nah again, and they keep fighting. All the while the devious and treacherous traitor Theron, a typical politician, expertly played by Dominic West, is trying to give Sparta away to the Persians back home. Leo's wife, Corgo, says nah to that and puts the pointy end of the sword into the lying douche Theron. Back in the front, the Greeks make a wall out of dead dudes, fight almost naked, and stick the bad guys with cool Spartan swords and spears. Ultimately, the Greeks are undone by the deformed Ephialtes, who shows the Persians a spiffy goat trail where they can rain arrows down on the hopelessly outnumbered Greeks. Leo meets with the Zerk one more time and says, nah, one more time, but this time he does it with a spear. Had he not been exhausted from kicking so much ass and saying so much nah, the movie might have been about 15 minutes shorter, but Leo missed his mark just giving Xerxes a spear hickey. Leo and the surviving Spartans are turned into pincushions, which spurs the rest of the Spartans and Greeks back home into a frenzy, and they kick Xerxes' ass back to the desert. This film had a budget of $65 million and raked in $456 million. It was put up for several awards. Zack Snyder, with his love for all things Frank Miller, did an almost shot-for-shot adaptation of the 300 graphic novel. The 300 was filmed in that cool style, just like Sin City. I can't remember what that's called. There's a
yeah.
style to make it look more like the comic frames. What that means is that the cinematography is stunning. It has a 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, proving that most reviewers are morons. Not in you guys, unless you disagree with me, then of course. I absolutely love this film, not just because you get to see Lena Headey's boobs, but it's a fantastical telling of the Battle of Thermopylae with, you know, outstanding acting. The costumes are legend and the characters are memorable. I will be rating this film high. What say you, Alan?
This movie, I saw this at the movies,
Me
and
too.
when I left the movie, I wanted to definitely buy an ab roller. I
Yeah,
mean, talk about the testosterone and the
yeah.
you know talk about a manly movie. Leslie Nielsen or Peter Graves would have loved this movie.
Films about
um,
gladiators.
yeah, yeah. This is do you see something moving in the back? There's something moving in the back by me. That's kind of creepy. Anyway, um, I love the story of the 300 Spartans. I love the story of it. Even this goes off, a little bit, quite a bit, but it's a fun movie to watch. And I don't, I'll disagree with you. Hey, Tina,
Clark.
I don't think it's Butler's best role. To me, his best role is uh, White Angel Has Fallen. That character,
Actually,
not
that
that
is a
movie.
good
That
role,
that
but
that.
yeah, I see where
I
you're going
love
with
him
that.
as that character. Was it Mike Bannon or whatever?
Yeah,
Because that guy is just a total badass. He's just sticking terrorists with a knife is wherever he could stick him with a knife. I love that.
yeah. He
But
was in
this
that
is
movie
one of the
with Jamie Foxx too, where he played. He was a psychopath. He was like a CIA
oh,
nut job. He was good in that too. I can't
he
remember what
was
that
good in
was
that.
called.
Yeah, he was in that Dragon movie. He had that little part in the Dragon movie with Christian Bell. Uh, you know, Christian Bell and
Oh, that's
McConaughey.
right. Yeah, he get cooked.
Yeah,
That's right. I
yeah.
forgot. Yeah.
It's like you guys wasted him. But anyway, this is a fun movie. Definitely a very fun movie. Zack Snyder was hot off Dawn of the Dead, I believe. I believe this is like 2 years after
Yep.
or Dawn of the Dead came out. Um, and at that time, it seemed like he could do no wrong. And he's hit and miss. Zack Snyder's hit and miss. I enjoy his movies. I do. I enjoy his movies. Hey, Clark,
Hmm.
something comes out with Zack Snyder, I'll watch it.
Same.
Army of the Dead. I don't know if I'll ever watch that one again, but I'm glad he made it. You know, I'm
I,
glad he made it.
I watched it a
Um,
second time and I liked it much better the second time.
did you really? See, I
Army of the
haven't
Dead.
given it a
Yeah, so
second
it,
view.
it might be worth another playthrough. It's still not Dawn of the Dead. It's still not any kind of the caliber, but it does have some good qualities. But anyway, we digress. Sorry.
Here's a weird fact. Zack Snyder helped create this show.
He did.
Yes, because Heather Hadley, the boss, got a panel together to talk about Army of the Dead.
Oh, that's right. I couldn't make it. She invited me and I couldn't make it. I know
Yeah,
Sean
yeah,
Chesser was there. You were there. Yeah, I couldn't make it.
yeah. And afterwards, she hit me up with the idea on that to do a movie review show. So Zack Snyder is actually, you know, thank you, Zack Snyder, wherever
Hey,
you are.
Zach.
This is a fun movie. Um, Semi-factual. The story of these guys defending themselves against, outstanding odds is always fun to watch. A lot of good actors in it. Like you said, and you mentioned David Wenham.
Yeah,
He for a while he was in a bunch of movies like that. Lord of the Rings, Van Helsing.
yeah.
He was in a bunch of movies. It's good to see him every once in a while pop up. New Zealand actor, look him up if you don't know who he is, and then you'll say, oh yeah, that guy. I agree with you. I enjoyed this movie. I really did, and the way they did it, I think they call it the crush is the effects they use. I
Is that
believe.
what it is?
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I do not remember. I will
yeah, I
take
believe
your
it's
word
called
as gospel.
the crush, and this also spawned a sequel. Did you watch the sequel?
No, I can't remember what it was called. Was it the 300 again? It was something. It was something like that. I can't
Yeah, it
remember.
was Rise of the Empire 300, and it was with an Australian dude. Lena Headley, I believe, had a bit part in this.
Oh yeah.
Eva Green was in it, And this is an Australian actor that was in that. You ever see that series they had on Showtime where there was an American Commando, British Commando, and uh, Fight Back? Fight Back. I can't think of the
No.
guy's name, but he was one of the leads in Fight Back, and he had that series. Shoot, I'm looking him up. Sullivan Stapleton. He was the lead in 300 Rise of the Empire, and he was in that NBC series where the girl had all the blind spot, where she had all the tattoos.
Oh yeah.
They find her in, yeah, and it wasn't as good. It was the sea battle basically that
Oh,
followed this, and it's okay. It was done same effects and everything, but it wasn't quite as good, and it didn't do as well at the box office. But this one's kind of a if you want to see a sword sandals movie, this is classic one to watch.
it is.
Definitely, definitely.
It got some hate
Anything?
from the
Huh?
it got some hate from the reviewers. I guess one of the things I read when I was looking it up was that it was at one of the film festivals. I don't know which one it was, and it played earlier in the day, and people either left and then booed at the end, and so everybody was like, "Oh my god!" But then on the second showing, later on in the afternoon, the important one, the one where the Mucky Mucks went, there was a standing O at the end. They stood and gave an ovation, and they loved it, clapping. So six of one, half a dozen of the other. But then it's like if you look at the aggregate on Rotten Tomatoes, it's 61%. So what the hell? How do you get a movie like that at 61%? It's I
I
don't know.
know.
Maybe we're weird, but I thought it's a great movie. I always have.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was. I'm glad I watched it at the movies.
Me
I
too.
am.
Yeah,
And I walked out sucking in my gut though.
yeah. I'm trying to do that now. It still hurts.
I think maybe those people had that reaction because I know Frank Miller's had a lot of controversy follow him.
Maybe.
He's got a lot of controversy and his views or whatever. Um, and I wonder if it's at that time because I know some of the other movies that came out of his books and stuff really faced a backlash because of whatever he. I haven't read up on him. Excuse me, but
Yeah, I don't know what it is either.
whatever reason, I guess you could have backlash for anything you say these
Yeah,
days. So you know. So what would you like to rate this, brother?
I think I'm gonna have to give this a 4.8. This is an almost
You-
perfect movie for me. There are a couple of things I would have redone. I mean, I didn't like the way a little goat path could just undo them like that. I mean, I guess technically it's possible, but me, I would have had some dudes up there watching. If that was the case, if I knew about
Yeah,
that goat path. But other than that, everything else in this movie is great. Cinematography is just ridiculously fantastic. And if you haven't seen
yeah.
this movie, but you have seen Sin City, it's that type of filming. It's what was it called, Alan?
Uh, the crush is the effect they
It's
call it. The
there you
crush.
go. It's crush filming, I guess, and it just makes everything almost black and white, but there's color in it. It's just phenomenal. It's not a black and white film by any stretch of the imagination. It's definitely color. Don't take that the wrong way. You'll have to see it. Like I said, if you've seen Sin City, it's the same type of film. And
Right.
yeah, I'll give this a 4.8. I will definitely watch this movie again. What about you, buddy?
Yeah, yeah, I will too. I'll give it a 4.5. I will give it a 4.5. It's a very enjoyable movie. Uh, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Land asked if we ever reviewed Troy. We didn't. I take it you're a Achilles fan in that because it says well yum. She says well yum.
Yeah,
Boring. It's one of these movies that has parts in it that are watchable and then other parts that aren't. I think
yeah,
this is my opinion. I don't know how you feel about Rich. You can go with it, run with it, but it, it's a movie I was disappointed in. It had a lot of great actors, a lot of great
agreed.
actors. Pitt, Bloom, Eric Bana. Always wanted to see him in something. It had the old English guys that are in every sword and sorcery movie. It was directed by what the dude that did Black Hawk Down, Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
So, oh no, not Ridley Scott. The guy that did the German submarine movie, Wolfgang Peterson. Is I believe it was Wolfgang Peterson did
Okay.
that, right?
Yeah, I believe
And,
you. I don't know.
yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody out there, but I think it's Wolfgang Peterson. For some reason, I thought it was Ridley Scott, just because he had a lot of the guys that were in Black Hawk Down in this one too, but so did Pearl Harbor. But anyway, I digress. It could have been a better movie. Brad Pitt did a great job as Achilles. Great character.
Yeah.
Um, the sets, the battles, everything was great, but it just did not work for me. What about you, Rich?
I thought it was. I thought it was pretty good. I read. I read that the 300 used some of the props and some of the actual like the armor and the swords and the costumes. And I thought it said this, but I think it might have been Alexander actually. Now that I think of it, but it was good. It was okay. Like you said, I actually started the movie theater and I left feeling a little bit sad that it wasn't better, because I wanted to like it. But like you said again, there are some great scenes in this, and I think Eric
Yeah,
Bana does a great Hector, and
yeah,
Brad Pitt was a great Achilles. I did not like Orlando Bloom's character. I thought he was a
no,
whiny little bitch, and I know he was trying to play that, but that's just not how that character should be.
he
So
hated that character. He hated playing that character
I
while he
don't
was
blame
doing it
him.
because because he came off. I think he just came off playing Legolas.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
he did.
Legolas was a badass.
Yeah,
And he hated playing this character, but he wanted to work for money and he wanted to
yeah,
work for Wolfgang Peterson. So,
yeah.
you know, there you have it.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's. I've seen it a couple of times, and each time I'm hoping it gets better, but it kind of was the same. Wasn't terrible. It was okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth a watch, you know. Definitely worth a watch. Just I was hoping it would be better, you know. Just like Pearl Harbor. I was hoping Pearl Harbor would be better. Had such a
Yeah,
great cast.
I don't have the hate for Pearl Harbor that everybody else has. I know it's Scott's. It just provokes his ire
Oh,
because
he
of
hates it.
the
Yeah.
historical inaccuracies. But I actually didn't hate Pearl Harbor. You know who loved it was my wife. My wife, rest her soul, she actually loved that movie. And so she wanted to watch it once a year. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it for you because there's some great fight scenes in that. Some great aerial battles. The when they're dropping the bombs, it was really, really done well. And I
Yeah,
do
I
like
thought so.
Ben Affleck. So I mean, what do you call it? Not Ben Affleck. Oh my God, help
Oh,
me. The other
Ethan
one,
Hawke, not Ethan
Ethan
Hawke.
Hawke. Yeah, yeah. I love Ben Affleck too, but I'm a fan of Ethan Hawke's as well. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was okay. I don't hate it like everyone else does, and I know some people do like it. See,
I
Lana,
don't
I love it for the story, she says. And Kate
Well,
Beckinsale. How can you not love Kate Beckinsale? Right?
I didn't hate it, but I'll fast forward parts of it. It's like the battle scenes are great, I thought,
Yeah.
and like said, the cast, Tom Sizemore,
Yeah.
you know, um, he was still sober and doing good, it seemed like, and
Yeah.
just a lot of other characters in it were just great.
Yeah.
You had Woody Harrelson in it. Woody Harrelson was great, and Patrick Wilson. No, that's Midway. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Midway,
It's
right.
Midway. Those
Yeah.
movies
I was
run
like, you
together to me. I
confused me
like
for a second.
I actually like Midway better than this one, but
What's
I digress.
the
Um,
redheaded guy? I think he's either an Irishman or a Scotsman, and he had the stutter in Pearl Harbor. Do you know him? He's been in a
yeah,
lot of stuff. He was in
yes.
Alien versus
Ewan
Predator.
Brimmer.
Thank you,
Ewan
Ewan
Brimmer.
Bremer. That's his
Ewan
name. That's
Brimmer.
absolutely his name. You're right. Tony K showed up.
Hey, Tony. Well, yeah, the love triangle. Uh, just I don't know. I'm not as big a Ben Affleck fan as you are, Rich. Um,
He
but
was
I'm
right
really
down the
looking
street.
forward to huh? Yeah,
He's
well,
from right
I
down the
figured
street.
he's a asshole, right? He's
Yeah,
an asshole too. He's Accountant 2 is coming out though. I am
I
looking
know.
forward to that.
First
I
one
am
was a
looking
great
forward to that.
flick, and I love
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick too. So
Oh, that's right. I don't know if she's in this one though,
I
but
don't know either. I don't know
um,
anything about the film at all.
yeah, I don't either. I know John Berthnall comes back in it as his brother. Yeah, it's from the trailer I've seen. So
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know
a
if
great
J.K.
dynamic in
Simmons is.
that quick.
Yeah, and I don't know if J.K. Simmons is back, but that'd be great if they brought him back too. Um, wow, we really went far on this, huh? We went from
Yeah, we did.
togas to you know, Mustangs and Zeros and flying in the air. Um, you want me to do Immortals and then we can hit
Yeah,
on Clash of the
go
Titans
ahead.
together? All right. This is a 2011 movie, and it's done. The producers of 300 made it, and you can see a lot with the artwork. Cinematography is similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. This is about Theseus. He's a mortal man chosen by Zeus to lead the fight against the ruthless king Hyperion, who is on a rampage against Greece, and he wants to get this magic bow to release the Titans to kill the gods. And this is a period in Greece where the people are starting to turn away from the gods, not believe in them so much, and the gods are having a hard time. This one has a great cast. The lead Theseus is Henry Cavill. Mickey Rourke, I thought, did great as King Hyperion. I really thought he was really good in this role. Because I've seen him in a lot of crap. And then you had John Hurt, who played Zeus as an old man, and Stephen Dorff. It was so weird. Stephen Dorff's in this, and that was just what was that? Did you see that?
Yeah,
Just good
that
thing
was
this is
man.
fake. That would have scared me if this isn't a fake background.
It's still
Uh,
behind you. It's going like this.
is it? Oh crap! Film it, and we can put on one of those shows. I see something walking back there. I'm not going to use one of these virtual ones again. Stephen Dorff is in this. I like Stephen Dorff, but he did not fit in this movie at all. And then you had Frida Pinto. She was great. She was from a Slumdog Millionaire. That was her big flick. Luke Evans played Zeus as a regular man. In fact, when they show all the gods up there, they look like they're getting ready to go to Disco 54 to party. It looks that way. It's just it didn't do it. It just did not do it for me. There's some good scenes in this one. Henry Cavill was good in it, young Henry Cavill. In fact, he didn't have any of that uh, special effects done to his body. I guess he worked out like 6 months before the movie was made.
Yeah.
He had to do it 3 times. He had to do it 3 times. When it first was going to get made, he paid for his own trainer because they didn't have the money at the time for him to get in shape. So he worked out for 6 months, and the money fell through.
Huh?
So the production didn't go forward.
Didn't know that.
Then they got the money, it's going forward, and it fell through again. And he was training again. And then the third time, it went through, and he's training. So that's all him. That's him. He would he put himself into that shape. None of it's special effects. Not like 300 where a lot of that was, you know,
Cut
drawn
in.
on or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. And Mickey Rourke would said Henry Cavill do like 2,000 push-ups before he went every day to be filmed. So it's an okay movie. Like Clash of the Titans, I believe Thesis watching it, I thought Thesis was his son, I believe, just like in Clash
Yeah,
of the Titans.
I'll get to
You
it
know,
too. Yeah,
Zeus needed to invest in condoms because he
I
had these
know.
half god kids all over the place. It's an okay movie. I thought it could have been better. Maybe because I watched it after 300 and it just didn't grab me like 300 did, and I was expecting it to be a little better. The Trail of Titans are kind of cool because they're kind of spooky, creepy dudes. As they come out of the cage and they're all over the place, crawling and everything,
Yeah, yeah, man.
attacking the gods. Thesis, Zeus is a pig. Amanda says, yes, he is. He is. What say you, Rich?
So honestly, I had never seen this movie before just the other day, and I thought this was the sequel to 300. So I went in thinking, gonna see me some Greeks and some Spartans, and we're gonna be fighting. And I was like, wait a minute, we got Greeks, but that's a god, that's a Titan. Oh, Theseus? So I had no idea this was about Hyperion's battle. None at all. And yeah, he was looking for that. What was the name of the bow? I can't remember. It was got a name. But they found it
I
inside a rock, and
remember.
he used it to break open the mountain with the Titans in it.
Yeah,
And when they came out, that was one of the best scenes. Is when they came out. I'm a big Henry Cavill
yeah,
fan. I always have been, but when he did The Witcher, he was just absolutely perfect for that role. And
yeah.
in this, I thought he did really well as well. I didn't dislike Steven Dorff in this like you did. I thought he did okay. He's not my favorite actor anyway, but I don't dislike him. I think he played. I thought he was great in the first Blade movie. I thought he was
Oh,
fantastic.
I like Steven Dorff. I just thought he was
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
miscast in this. You
fair
know?
enough. Yeah, he played that little thief dude. Yeah, I thought he did
Yeah,
okay. Again, Stephen McHattie is in the last movie, and he's in this movie. If you don't know who
yeah,
Stephen McHattie is, he's what was he? What was he in? He was in that zombie movie, the Sound one,
yeah.
where you
He played the
hear it and you
DJ.
turn it. What the heck? I
Yeah,
can't remember what the name of that movie was.
can't remember
He's been around. He usually plays a bad guy. He played Cassandora. Is that who it was in this? Something like that.
Yeah,
McGraw
yeah,
plays Hyperion. Yeah, this is a decent flick. Not my favorite. I don't know that I will ever watch this again. Although, like I said, I did like the Titans were really cool. The gods were, I like the gods better in Clash of the Titans, both Clash of the Titans. Um, this one was okay. I, I don't really have too much to say about it because it's kind of the same movie. It's like a mix of the 300 and Clash of the Titans. It's kind of like
yeah,
they melded together.
yeah.
And like I said, I thought this was the second in the series of the 300. So it kind of blew my mind when I realized, nah, it's not at all. It's completely different storyline, different film. You know. But what would you rate this one?
Well, it was the Empress bow. I looked it up. Is the Empress bow? That's what the bow was. And Steve McHattie, the movie was Pontypool.
Pontypool. Thank you.
Pontypool. If you haven't watched that one, that's a unique zombie movie. It really is. I I'd say you should, if you're a zombie fan, watch it just because it's different. What do you think of that one, Rich? Yeah, it's
So yeah, when I first saw it, I was like, it kind of sucked, and then I saw it again, and I actually enjoyed it. Um, the zombies are not your typical undead. They're just sort of. I don't really want to wreck it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but they're infected with words. That's the best I can do for you
yeah,
without ruining
yeah,
anything. And they they're not dead, and there's not a lot of them actually. There's not a ton of the zombies, but when they're there, they're cool. So it's
yeah.
it's definitely worth a watch. And I haven't seen it in a few years. I might actually watch that again because that was another one that the first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, that sucked. And then I saw it again, I was like, yeah, that was actually not bad. You know what
Yeah,
I did?
somebody
Another movie I did that with was 28 Weeks Later. I saw that the first time and I thought it sucked. And then I saw it the second time and I thought it was great. Not 28 Days, but the sequel, 28 Weeks. Same thing. I thought it was great the second time. But Pontypool's good.
you know, yeah, I like Pontypool because it's different. It's different. It's not for
Yeah,
everybody, but
yeah,
it's different because some people will be expecting, okay, and
yeah.
it's not really that so much. But 28 weeks later, I love that one. I love that one from the get-go.
I just
It's
like it
just
the first time.
I thought to me it's better than the first one.
Yeah, I remember we
You
just
know,
did it a couple weeks ago, and you said that,
yeah,
and I was like, you know what? Now that he mentions it, it really does. It's got a lot to it.
yeah. It's more. I mean, and Cillian Murphy, love him. He's great,
Yeah,
but it just 28 weeks later is just more more zombie-ish, I guess. You know, I
fair enough.
I don't know. It's more actiony, more actiony.
Yeah,
You know, and it's a downer. It's more of a downer because 28 days later you have hope. At the end,
yeah.
28 weeks later you're like, we're all gonna
All
die.
done.
You know, And then when Jeremy Renner gets killed, you're like,
Yeah, he gets flamethrowed, doesn't he?
yeah,
Doesn't a
I
flamethrower
can't
get him?
believe they burned him up, man. They burned up Hawkeye. Of course, that was before Hawkeye. But anyway, uh, uh, I'll give this one. I'm gonna give this one a 3. I will give Immortals 3.
Yeah, I will too. I will ride your coattails and give it a 3 as well. I thought it was
I like it.
okay.
I like it when you ride my coattails because you kind of
I
pull my
know that.
coattails really tight, so it's all right. I agree with you, Landa. We agreed.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Chaos. Did you watch that on Netflix, Rich?
Yeah, I watched. I think the first 2 episodes, and then I kind of got lost. It was a movie. If you saw that Marvel movie, like the third Thor movie, that's the
Hmm.
kind of character Jeff Goldblum was playing, like this super powerful Zeus, but kind of like a nerd comic is at the same time. Jeff Goldblum, he was the same character in both movies, and I thought it was okay. I actually might go back and watch the rest of the Landa. I just never got around to it. It kind of fell off. I'm actually going to put that on the list, and I'll go back and watch it because I watched the first 2. I thought they were good. It wasn't groundbreaking or anything, but it's getting a lot of love. A lot of people like it. So yeah, I
Oh.
might go back and watch it again. It's worth it. I think. Just want to give it a try.
I only last year to ask if we watched what we thought about Warm Bodies. What do you think, Rich? What do you think of Warm Bodies?
All right, so this is another film that gets a lot of hate from a lot of people. I absolutely love this movie. I think this is Warm Body. It was really done well, or done really well. I never read the book. A lot of people say the book is fantastic. Um, the whole I, idea of what happens and how the zombies go from zombie back to human. It's a great premise. It couldn't happen, of course, because there's too much damage to
Yeah.
these damn zombies. But it was a great idea. Love can turn them back and all that stuff. But then you have the whole, well, why didn't that just happen at the beginning? And instead of having moms eat their kids, they love their kids. No, that doesn't work
Yeah.
for me. But it's a great premise, a great idea, good special effects, lots of zombies, tons of zombies in that movie. You get zombies eating people, and there's 2 types. There's the bonies, which they just like rip their skin off, and they're these skeletonized critters, and then you have an actual like dead person running around,
Yeah.
and they're fast, and they're eating people. It was great. John Malkovich was great in it, and Smart. What's her name?
Teresa
The
Palmer.
Teresa Palmer. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
good in it. I liked it. That one I'd probably give a 4. What about you?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know why it gets all the hate, like you said. It's a fun movie. It's different. Nicholas Holt. Nicholas Holt's great. He's becoming one of my favorite little actors. You know, and this one had Dave Franco in it, and Dave Franco, he makes the best. Tina really liked it. Yeah, we really liked it. Dave Franco makes the best of his little roles that he's in all the
Yeah.
time. What's that one? That cop comedy? It's a reboot with Channing Tatum and
Oh, I want to say Beverly Hills 90210, but
Jump
it's not.
Street,
Jump Street.
21
Yeah,
Jump Street. He makes the best of his little part,
yeah,
And Dave Franco's great in this too. I mean, he's got a real little part in it though. And then you have this guy, Rob Corddry. I don't know if you guys know, he's a comedic actor. He does a lot
yeah,
of TV series. Hot Tub Time Machine.
yeah.
And he was great as the zombie kind of leader, the ones that were kind of changing back to humans. He was great in that. It's a fun movie.
It
Um,
is.
I like you said, I don't know why it gets all the hate. It's
Yeah,
different. It's fun. It's not your, we're trapped in a farmhouse
yeah.
retread,
It's very, very different.
and yeah. So no, I recommend that. Warm Body is good.
It is.
Cooties is another fun one, Dan. We did that one a couple months ago. You
That
know,
was
um,
that
Scott
was
loves
another
that one.
one. It was another one that I saw it the first time and I didn't like it, and then I watched it again for the show, and I was like, oh, it was actually not bad.
Yeah, it's a fun one, and Rainn Wilson's great in that. You know, he
Yes. I think he's great in
plays
everything.
against type, but no. Channing Tatum's great. He's like Dave Franco in his little roles that he gets because he loves to show up in cameos.
Yeah.
Bullet Train is one of my favorite right now. One of his favorite cameos where he shows up and
Sure.
proposition. He thinks he's getting propositioned by Brad Pitt. That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, that's a good movie. But I digress. We're fluctuating between all kinds of movies tonight, which is fine
Yeah, that's okay. We,
because
we can bring that in. Trying to make
yeah,
up time.
you guys are throwing us out there. So look, we'll take it. We'll catch it. Um, Clash of the Titans, 1981. Rich, do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. This is it's a classic telling of Perseus and him having to fight the Kraken to save his love Andromeda. And so Perseus is the son of Zeus, which I kind of thought Theseus was too, like you were saying, kind of the same
Yeah, I thought.
dynamic there. But Perseus is the son of Zeus, and he gets can't remember his. It was the guy from Argus. What was his name? The king of Argus didn't like
Yeah,
Zeus had impregnated his beautiful wife, and so he cast them into the sea. And Zeus is like, So he has Poseidon send the Kraken to wipe out Argos. And Perseus and his mom drift and find love and whatever, blah blah. And then Thetis, who is she's sort of a consort of Zeus, but not she's not, of course, not Hera. She has a son, Calibos, and Calibos is a bad guy. He hunts all the winged horses until there's only one left, which we know is Pegasus. Kills them all, and so Zeus is like, "You suck," and he curses him to be this thing, this horrible, disfigured thing. Calibos was in love with Andromeda, who was the princess of Joppa, another Greek city. Perseus gets thrown into the mix. He goes, and Zeus has some of the gods give Perseus some cool gifts: a helmet, a sword, a shield, and eventually a mechanical owl. He wanted the real owl to go down there, but goddess is like, no, I like my owl. So she had Hephaestus make this fake owl. Goes, cuts Calibos's hand off. They had a curse on Andromeda such that anybody could be a suitor for Andromeda, but they had to answer a riddle, and if they didn't answer the riddle,
yeah,
then they were killed. And so Perseus comes in and answers the riddle correctly, and it's like, yay! And then Andromeda's mother Cassiopeia kind of overstepped with one of the gods, Thetis, and she got pissed. And so she said, yeah, you got 30 days, and then you got to feed her to the Kraken. And so, or, all of Joppa is going to be destroyed. So the rest of the movie is a quest about Perseus going to figure out how to kill the Kraken. And of course, he's going to do that by talking to the Stygian witches, who tell him that, yeah, the only way to really do that is to get Medusa's head and shine Medusa at him to turn the Kraken to stone. He's got to go. Perseus has to go, kill Medusa, bring the head back, turn the Kraken to stone, save the chick, and all is well. This is a Harryhausen movie. If you guys like the claymation creatures that Harryhausen did, there's a ton of them in this one. They even get shout outs at the end. There's like a list of them if you watch the credits about the Harryhausen creatures. My favorite were the Scorpions. I was big fan, and the Kraken was pretty cool too. But the Scorpions were pretty awesome. There's these giant scorpions that come from Medusa's blood. So this one, I actually saw this at the movie theaters in the 1981, and it was great. We went there because I'm a huge Greek history nerd, Greek mythology nerd. So I was really psyched when I went for this one, and saw that. I actually saw it with my dad, which was cool. But so it's got a little bit of happiness in that area too, a little bit of nostalgia. It's a movie that I will for sure watch again, and it spawned a remake which had a sequel, and those are actually really good too. The first
yeah,
one,
they are.
Sam Worthington's in both of them, and it's great. It's the same story. I mean, a little bit of a retelling, Mads Mikkelsen is in the first one. It's
Yeah.
excellent. But I kind of like this older one better. It's just because it's got that nostalgia. Because I saw it with my dad. I saw it when I was a kid. I've seen it 10 times now, at least. What do you think? You like this one?
I went and saw it at the movies, 81. This was after Star Wars.
Yeah,
The one thing I do not like about this movie is the owl.
yeah,
They were trying to thrust an R2D2 type character into this movie with that mechanical owl.
yeah.
Um, I love the scene with Medusa. That was very cool and very creepy. Him down in her labyrinth and
Yeah.
hunting her, and
The
I
rattlesnake
thought that
tail.
was cool. The Kraken. Oh, release the Kraken. Got to say that. Release the Kraken. Now I'm gonna be saying that all night long. My wife's gonna be telling me to shut up. Well, no, she didn't tell me to shut up, but she's gonna say, "Stop it." um, the Kraken remind me of the Beast from 2000. What's that one where the creature comes from space and he attacks Rome and everything, grows big,
2,000 fathoms.
and then he attacks Rome.
I don't know.
What's the name of that one? But
Is
it
it, is
looks like
it,
that beast.
is it a
The
1950
Variant. It's
one?
called the Variant. Yeah, it looks like that. This is a fun movie. Um, I think Sir Lawrence Olivier didn't do a good job on it. I think he was just in this for the money,
Yeah.
playing Zeus. You know, uh, now Harry Hamlin and Ursula Andress, who played Aphrodite, they had a kid when they were making this movie. They had a kid from this. So just a
Isn't
little
she
bit of
significantly older
backstory.
than he is?
Yes, yes, she just wanted the kid. She wanted a kid that kind of looked like Harry Hamlin from L.A. Law,
Well, who
and
wouldn't? Yeah.
that's it. She didn't want anything to really, she wanted to be married or anything. She just wanted a kid, raise a kid, and he obliged. So Perseus obliged. He's a very
Yeah.
obliging guy. Harryhausen, loved the Harryhausen effects, the little stop motion creatures and stuff. This is a fun movie. It really is. I enjoy it. Like you said, the sequels are good because they're different. I mean, the same storyline, but they're different. You have a troop of, warriors going with Perseus, and and because they all get picked off one by one, like this one, but you get to know those guys.
Yep.
You know, Mads Mikkelsen and a couple other actors. I think one guy was in Kong in Skull Island. The the guy that's like, yeah, when I retire, I'm gonna go fly for TWA or whatever, and then that bug thing
Was Fassbender in that
spears
one
in.
too? I gotta look that up.
I don't think Fassbender was in that one. It
Somebody
had a
else.
lot. Yeah, it had a lot of actors in his troop of warriors. Liam Neeson was in it. He played
That's
Zeus.
what I'm thinking.
You had Ralph Fiennes. Jason Fleming played
Gemma
Calibos.
Arterton. Yeah.
You had a lot. Luke Evans played Apollo. Liam Cunningham, the great Liam Cunningham from Game of Thrones and Dog Soldiers. He was it. You had a crap load of good actors. Nicholas Holtz was in it. I mean, you had a lot of good actors in that one. That's what made that one good, I think, is you had all the, this one you just basically Harry Hamlin was the only character,
Yeah.
you know,
Burgess
and yeah,
Meredith.
Andromeda, yeah, yeah. And Harry Hamlin though was not a very good actor in this, to tell you. I
He didn't
enjoyed this;
have to
it's
be.
fun,
I,
but he
I don't
was
think Harry
horrible in this.
Hamlin was in this for his acting. I think it was just his LA Law face needed to be there.
Yeah,
You know.
that's it.
Oh, he's pretty.
That's what made his career was his L.A. Law face. What do you give this one, Rich?
Honestly, I think I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 4. I enjoyed it. I will watch it again. And you know what? I'm going to give it a 4.25. I'm going to boost that a little. Because, like I said, nostalgia, got some good things going. What
I'll
about
give it
you?
a solid 4.0. Solid 4.0. I enjoyed it. And a lot of nostalgia with it. And Harryhausen, I always loved his effects. I mean, you can tell, but they're just fun to watch. I just the
No,
owl always drive. Yeah, that's what I say when I take off. Yeah, release the Kraken.
Yeah, they're they're all
Anyway.
up in your business over this owl comment, man. Hey Tony, is Night Eats the World the one where they're underground, or is it the one where the zombies don't make any noise? Uh,
There, it's the Paris one, isn't it?
yeah,
90s
I
World.
think both of those take place in Paris.
Yeah. It's with the guys
And
in the apartment complex, right?
yeah, that's if that's the one. None of the zombies make a sound. They don't make
Yeah.
any noise at all, and that was like uber creepy. I thought it was really good.
That was a good one. That's where
Yeah,
he passes out or whatever, and he wakes up and
yeah,
it's
and
all zombie land.
yeah, the girl that he had been with, she's infected, and she's outside sitting on a. And he looks at her, he's like, "What?" And she turns around, like her eyes hanging out, and they all run at him.
Yeah.
And then he captures that one like older. He's like a custodian or janitor or something. And he catches him in an elevator. Like and then he kind of trains him to not be a bad guy, to not be a bad zombie.
Yeah.
It was good. It was worth seeing.
Yeah. It's an odd flick. It's a different flick. It's a good zombie flick. Yeah, I watched that a few years back.
Same.
I like the poster, it drew me in.
Yeah,
Um
it was worth it.
Now we're that Jason Statham movie, The Working Man. What'd you think of that, Rich? I read your review, but I want to hear a
Yeah. So it was okay. It was the same Jason Statham movie as all the other Jason Statham. Wow, I can't say his name. Jason Statham. I liked it. I mean, the plot was the same as all the rest of them. There's some decent Jason Statham violence in it. He's definitely. I mean, the guy's my age, and he looks great. He's a badass, you know. Uh, that said, it was. I thought the Beekeeper was 100 times better. They're making a second one, by the way.
yep,
Beekeeper was
yep.
100 times better, while still being almost the same movie. I think that's one of Statham's better movies. His best movie is
Yeah.
Snatch. Best movie is Snatch. So I'll just go there. I like the Meg too. Nobody else likes the Meg, but
Well, Meg's good. Meg's good. Meg's
yeah,
fun. Meg's what it
yeah,
is. It's a
exactly. It's a
fun
fun
movie.
flick, and that's what this
And
is.
Snatch
This
is
is kind
great.
of a fun movie. I wouldn't call it the best movie in the world. Certainly not Statham's
Yeah.
best, but it wasn't bad. It's worth seeing. Probably gonna give it maybe 2.8 out of 5, 2.75 out of 5. What about you?
See, I think I rated it a 3.
Yeah,
But I like where the girl that got kidnapped, she wasn't just
yeah,
she helped herself a lot.
yeah.
I
I like
like
that
that
too.
part. And they wasted Michael Pena.
Yeah, one
They
of my
they
favorite
have
actors.
you put Michael Pena in a movie and
Yeah,
you just make him more or less the grieving dad or whatever. Come on, Michael Pena, Um, yeah, and Jason Fleming, who played the first Russian guy, you waste him. I mean, that part was good when he was torturing him in the pool. That part was good, but you gave him what, 5 minutes of the movie.
right,
And
right.
Fleming's a great character actor. I think he was in Snatch. I know he's been in Guy Ritchie movies, you
Yeah,
know. Um,
I think he was. Yeah, he was one of the what do you call it? The gypsies, right? Was he one of the gypsies or one
yeah,
of the English
yeah, he
guys?
was his
Yeah,
brother. He
he was
was
one of the
Brad
gypsies.
Pitt's brother. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Good memory. Good memory on that. And
Damn.
the guy that played the Russian Demi, okay, he in Ted Lasso, he was that Zen soccer player. I knew I'd seen him somewhere. So I looked him up and he was that Zen soccer player they
Yep.
had for a minute. I'm thinking, wow, what good acting. He played the Zen dude, and then he plays this scumbag Russian, you know.
Yeah, with
It's
no
it, it
Russian accent, complete complete American accent the whole time. All
yeah,
the rest of them had
yeah,
Russian accents. He didn't. He had been raised in this country.
yeah, yeah. So it's worth watching, but like you said, it's the same thing he's been doing. Beekeeper, I agree with you. I love Beekeeper. It's fun. Those bad guys you wanted gone.
Yeah,
They were despicable.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
that these guys weren't, but I think you could relate more with the bad guys in this to get rid of them. And like you said, Jason Statham, man, he doesn't age. That
yeah.
guy. I mean, he's looking older, but I mean, he just He's more believable than a lot of the
I
guys.
think at that point in your life, if you want to look like that, the only thing you can do is work out. There's no time for
Yeah,
anything else. If you look at Mark Wahlberg's the same. I saw his
yeah,
workout routine and I was like, dude, you got kids. You're gonna be dead in 20 years. Spend time with your kids. Actually,
yeah,
honestly, he won't be dead in 20 years. He'll be dead in 40 years because that guy's gonna live
yeah,
forever because all he does is work out. You know,
yeah.
so he doesn't eat anything that isn't green. So he's like Tom
He
Brady.
doesn't
They'll
eat
all
at
live for 100 years.
he doesn't eat at his family's restaurant. You know that. That's all bull.
No, no, he does. I've actually seen him there. He does it. Well,
Have you?
but I didn't see him eat. I just saw him come in. He came in. He had an entourage with him, and he sat down. But he did. I was 10 feet from him, But he was in this little enclosed area. But I didn't see him eat anything because he was in a little enclosed area. But that
Yeah.
restaurant, Alma Nova, is right down the street. It's
Oh wow.
15 minutes, 20 minutes from here. But yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
you live in the Ben Affleck
Yeah.
Wahlberg verse.
Well, Massachusetts is tiny. That's the thing. Massachusetts, it's like 15th in population and 45th in size. So we're all jam packed in here. Not me. I'm in a rural area of Massachusetts. But if you 10 minutes, 15 minutes from here, and the houses are 40 feet apart. 20 minutes from there, you're in Boston, and it's a city. So
I'm glad that I don't live there. Is because I can't pronounce it. I can't pronounce the state.
Massachusetts.
Don't ask me. Yeah, don't ever ask me. I can't pronounce. I can say
Well,
Nevada.
now you're going to say it. You can't say that and not say it. Say Massachusetts.
I just
Go
say
ahead.
Mass. You listen, Massachusetts. That's Massachusetts. Massachusetts. I can't say it. I can't say it, let alone spell it.
So how you brought up Michael Pena? He's one of my favorite actors, Michael Pena. Another one of my favorite actors is Luis Guzman. I love everything. I love him in everything he's been in. I never saw the hospital show. He was in some hospital show. It might even still be on, but I never saw that show. But I've seen pretty much everything else he's been in, and he's great. He was in this movie that just went by. It was called Havoc. It's on Netflix, and it's a Tom Hardy movie, and it is typical plot, but fantastic violence. If you guys want blood and guts, this is your film. Exploding faces from shotguns, but what's going to turn off a guy like you on this, Alan, is the weapons because they never friggin' reload. And there's one
I hate
scene.
that.
Yeah, me too. It really drives me crazy, but there's no way they didn't know that because it's so over the top dumb that you'll when you watch it, you'll see it. There's this one scene where this woman has it looks like an Ingram almost, might have been a Linda pistol, and she's just shooting for like a solid 20-30 seconds, just mowing everybody down. And there's a lot of that. There's 15 shotgun rounds in an 8-round shotgun, that type of thing. An AK-47's firing for a solid 2 minutes without reloading. But it's if you want violence, there's a lot of like hand-to-hand fighting with with poles and clubs and meat cleavers and stuff like that. It's
I like action. I like action and violence. Definitely, that goes over big in our house. Those movies, it's action and violence movie. Landa said she didn't like him for Gomez. I didn't like him for Gomez either. I really didn't. But you can't follow Raul Julia. You cannot follow him as Gomez Adams. I
not
mean,
as that part. You're right.
And what's his name on the TV show? Yeah, he's Gomez Adams, but in the movies, Raul Julia, man, that guy's, you can't. It's like someone else playing Wolverine. You just.
Well, someone else is gonna be playing Wolverine. Looks like it's gonna be Henry Cavill.
Oh.
Yeah, there's talk. There's talk about. Well, you've seen the newest Deadpool flick, right? Henry Cavill's in it as one of the Wolverines. he looked okay.
Yeah, it's hard though when you get a character that's just.
I know, you're right.
I watched that Captain America movie. Thank you.
Yeah,
and it was just meh. It was for a while. It started to go Winter Soldier type, which I enjoyed the Winter Soldier movie.
Yeah, it was great.
then it just got bad.
It
it's
got
not
dumb.
it's not the wokeism or anything. It just was not good.
Yeah, it was dumb. The way
Yeah,
what they did was just dumb. It was
yeah,
too bad because it was a flick I wanted to like, but I
yeah,
just a few things I couldn't get past.
yeah. It just and I like Anthony Mackie in that role.
Yeah,
And
me too.
I was I was glad when Bucky Barnes showed up for 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Yeah,
Their interplay is always good. They've got good chemistry. And the kid
they do.
that's going to be the new Falcon. He's good, but Harrison Ford wasn't that good in it. But his role was
No,
written really,
yeah,
and Thunderbolt's never been a good guy. He's never been because he's always been after the Hulk. You know, he's never been really a black and white good guy. He's always been in the middle. You know, so yeah, I was disappointed. And then the whole Hulk thing was like what 5 minutes long, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know why they didn't have the Hulk in that movie, the actual real Hulk.
yeah,
Yeah, the actual real Hulk, the Mark Ruffalo Hulk. But I guess
yeah.
when they do World War Hulk, there's going to be all three of them in there again: Edward Norton and Eric Bana. They're going to do the same thing they've been doing with all the other stuff. So I hope so. Anyway, I mean that could be just talk, but it really looked like it was happening. Well,
Well, Norton
that's
was a good Hulk.
really,
Norton
yeah.
was a
Norton,
good
I
Hulk.
think he was the best Hulk. I think he was
He just
great.
got he just didn't want to do comic book movies, but now
Yeah,
he's
no.
apparently gonna do.
Well,
But he missed
you
out on.
saw how the billions that have been made on the
Yeah,
Marvel movies. Even people that don't like them, like what you said, they've just gone in a bad direction,
yeah,
and the writers just aren't that doing. They're kind of mailing it in, but before it had such a huge following that now even the shitty ones, people are watching them. I haven't
yeah.
seen Madam Web. And was there another
That
one?
one gets a lot of hate.
I
That
haven't
one
seen it. I think
I
that's
haven't
the
either.
only one I haven't seen. But like the Eternals, that got a lot of hate, and I thought it was pretty good. I liked
Did
it.
you see? I
Yeah.
see. I started watching
Nobody
it.
liked it except for
We
me.
didn't finish it for some reason. I don't know why. It just didn't grab me.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to the Thunderbolts. Actually, that kind of looks like it might be good.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad done Marvel style.
Exactly. Yeah. I've got a. I've got a story that I'm going to send you, and it's about. It's about who the Shocker is, and I don't mean the hand
Yeah.
motion. He is in. It's a zombie story where he's the lead character. I did
Oh
not write
wow.
this. This is not me. It was written by Chris Carter. But it's a fantastic zombie story, and it's got every Marvel character you can think of, all of them. And it's just
Wow.
about the Shocker, how he ends up being a good guy, and he's saving people. And then a lot of the villains end up being good guys. Like his best friend is the Rhino, Alexei Sistevich, and it goes off the rails. It's great. It's for sure worth reading. I'll send that to you. Remind me on Facebook tomorrow, and I'll send it to you. I have it
Oh,
somewhere
well,
at work. But it's
speaking of
absolutely
Rhino,
worth reading. What's that?
yeah, send it. Speaking of Rhino, did we talk about that with the Craven, how crappy they did the Rhino?
Yeah, they can't do a good Rhino, man. Because you
No,
remember at the end of one of the Spider-Man movies,
Spider.
Paul
Yeah,
Giamatti was in a mechanical Rhino, and I was like, "Are you
yeah,
kidding me?" But if they really did a decent Rhino, that'd be great. It'd be
yeah,
fantastic. But it just they screwed it on the Craven movie, which wasn't that good. It
yeah,
was another one where that had potential, and it just
yeah.
tanked.
It was, yeah, it was, and making him go from a hunter to a protector of animals. It was like, wait a minute, that's not what he started out as. He
Yeah,
was a hunter.
exactly.
He would wear animal skins. It. Come on, they're not going to kill real animals in this movie anyway. I hear Sinners is good, Tony.
Yeah,
I
that's what
hear
I've heard too.
I've heard it's good,
I haven't
really
seen it.
good. Vampire flick, vampire flick. So
Yeah, is that?
yeah.
Let me see. Actually, you know what, dude? We're 104. We're over.
Oh, oh.
We gotta go.
Well, thanks for taking this trip with us today, folks.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed this show. I had a good time. I'm glad that we got to talk to all you guys. good flicks, pretty decent movies. Excellent co-hosting company.
Same here.
Thanks, everybody.
Same here.
I guess
Thank you for joining
we'll
us.
call it a day. Can't leave without giving you the finger. Come back,
Yeah.
tune in
Okay.
next week for whatever the hell we're doing, because I never know. I just go with the flow.
I didn't. Yeah. I think. Oh, I think it is a good show. Skull Island and a couple of other movies like that.
Oh, I'm in. I'm all in. I love them.
Yeah. Yep. So, thank you everybody for joining us.
Yeah, we had
Richard
a good time.
fingered it, everybody, so we're good to go. Have a good rest of your week and a weekend.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you
Good
next
night.
week.
All right, Weirdlings, that's all for watching Wyrd this week. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, the strange and unusual never sleeps. Well, except for maybe on Thursdays. Speaking of sleep schedules, here's a quick reminder about our other shows. Dive into the mysteries of the mind with Wyrd Awakenings every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cozy up with blondes, books, and campfire tales for spooky stories every other Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hone your craft and connect with fellow writers on Write With Me on the third Sunday of each month. And don't forget, Watching Wyrd now airs live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all things Wyrd, find us on social media via Linktree in the description below, or visit our website at weirdrealities.net. Stay weird.